Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Gonna be a video today, a little unboxing video. I think some of you might find it very interesting, so stick around. We're gonna do an unboxing of this thing and show you guys what's in there. And I apologize for the camera and the jumpiness, but I don't have it in the gimbal right now, so bear with me. Alright guys, maybe this will help a little bit. I don't have my normal camera that I usually use. My daughter's using it today, so let me move the pew out of the way. I don't want to offend any snowflakes. So you see what we got here. We got the ZD Racing, Z Racing, some people call it, whatever. The MT16, which we all know is the other version of the ROG1, or the juicy version. And kind of strange, because our first one of these we got, my daughter has it, I gave it to her, and it came with a bunch of spare parts, but it doesn't look like this one does. It's got a parts bag in there. It looks like it's got your typical Allen wrenches, your hub wrench, little wall USB charger. Looks like the speed pinion's in there. Detailed owner's manual, etc., etc. So there we go, guys. And why they list this as a 16th scale when all the others listed as a 14th scale, I don't know. But there you go. And I'll get into some breakdowns of the differences real quick between this and the ROG1. This version here and the juicy version have a 35 amp ESC, and the ROG1 has a 45 amp ESC. One thing I have noticed is the Rollarlo ROG1 and this ZD version here, which it looks really good in black, guys. I forgot how good looking a little truck this is, because my daughter has beat the brakes off of hers. And it's still holding up. Is the ZD version and the ROG1 version have tethered body clips. And all the videos that I've seen, and I just watched my buddy Brian's recent video this morning of his juicy version, his didn't have the tethered body clips. So I don't really know, but I can tell you this, it looks to me like the best deal available with these right now is probably the juicy version, because his came with like our first one did, it came with a ton of spare parts. And it also comes with a, you know, pretty decent little battery charger to get you up and going. It ain't top of the line, but it's a whole lot better than this little USB thing right here that'll take days to charge. So, and this, Brian, if you watch this video, this is what I was trying to point out to you this morning when I made my comment, that the first editions of these had this orange color. See how everything's orange? Shock towers, ESC, the motor, everything is kind of an orangish peach color. And I noticed your juicy version has the green, which is what came, you know, in the ROG1. Everything was green. Shock towers, heat sink, everything. So that's one thing that I noticed, but other than that, they're pretty close. But one thing that I can say is, this is the remote radio, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's the same radio that comes with the ROG1. Although I will say that the radio that comes with the ROG1 seems like it's got a little more weight to it than this one, but matter of fact, got it right here. Now, of course, it's got batteries in it, and I know that's going to make a little difference, but yeah, other than the decals, I guess they're identical. So anyway, this video is not about the ROG1, but I can tell you now, Brian, and everybody that's watching this, and everybody that watched Brian's video, his came with the extra parts, or the upgraded parts, I'm assuming, because the one we got that my daughter has, it came with extra control arms, it came with extra CVDs and dog bones, a bunch of stuff, and this one did not. Now, whether that might be that this one's like the first version before, I don't know. They sent it out to me, and there we go. So anyway, I kind of reached back out to ZD and let them know what my intentions were, and that, we actually paid for the first one we got, and they sent me this one just to kind of compare it to the ROG1. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of detail I can go into this, guys, that I haven't already done on the ROG1. And like I said, I apologize for this camera, but it's all I've got right now. But going into a full all-out breakdown on this versus the ROG1 would be, not really much sense in doing that, because, I mean, they're identical trucks other than just a few colors. And like I said, this one's got the 35 amp ESC, where, the ROG1 comes with the 45 amp ESC. But we all seen, if you watched Brian's video, that his juicy version with the 35 amp ESC actually went 1 mile an hour faster than my ROG1 did out of the box on the supplied battery. Mine went 47, the best it ever went, completely stock on the supplied battery, and his went 48. Mine did go 48 once I put the CNHL in there, but it was pretty much maxed out. So let's see if we can't get this stock battery out, and I'll go ahead and show you guys something. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, and then trying to hold this camera and phone and everything else. There, we got it. So I'll go ahead and show you guys this. There's the batteries that come with the ROG1. This one come with the Terminator, and that's the one, the CNHL, that I ran in my ROG1. Here's the battery from the said Racing, the ZD, and they look identical. But what I'm going to do is, since we can, I've had a bunch of people reach out to me and ask me if I'd do just a fair, honest, full-on comparison between this and the ROG1, and I told them I would. So we're going to do a speed run on this thing out of the box with this battery, and then we'll put in one of the Relarlo batteries, and then we'll put in the CNHL battery at the end. And the goal with this, guys, is you're not going to see me turn this one into just an all-out, speed run vehicle like is what I did with my ROG1. I am going to try to keep this one mostly stock, but I did have someone ask me about the motor that come out of the Omni Terminator. As you all can see, I explained in my video yesterday when I was showing how to remove the motor from the ROG1 about motor sizes. So this motor size that come in here is a 2845 3600 kV, just like the ROG1. Okay, this is the motor out of the standard version Terminator. It's a 2852 3100 kV, so a little less kV, but it's a little longer. So hopefully you all can see there, it's actually a pretty decent amount longer. I'm trying to get it lined up, but it's 7 millimeters longer. So anyway, it should make more torque. I wish this thing was actually 3600 kV so we could do just an all-out, full-on comparison. But I've had somebody ask me if I would take and install this motor into my ROG1 and test it, which I'm not going to do that, because I've got so much time and work tied up in the ROG1. It's a dedicated speed run now, and I'm not going to change everything back. So that's one reason I went ahead and got this one. And I seen where Brian had listed on his unboxing review video this morning that he got his, I think it was this morning he got it. It arrived yesterday. But anyway, the price, I believe, was around $120, and that's a great deal on that one, considering that it comes with all those spare parts. It comes with that, upgraded charger over the USB charger. But just be patient, guys, and shop around, because I can tell you now, my buddy Les, go check out his channel. I reached out to him, I don't know, a week or so ago, I guess, maybe a little longer. And I actually put up a post about these being on sale. And at the time that I ordered this one, guys, it was $95 free shipping, and that's just plus tax, you know. So it was shipped to my door and everything. It was like 107 bucks. So I've seen them as low as 95. When it dropped down to 95, that's when I ordered it. And I say somewhere right around through there, 95 to 100 bucks, I believe is what Les said he got his for. And, you know, so that's an outstanding deal, guys. You're not going to find another RC car, especially with this build quality and with everything you get with it, that's as dependable as this, fast as this, for any cheaper. I can guarantee you that. The only thing I wish they all would do is put a fan on the motor. So I'm not going to put the fan on right now, guys. I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run this thing 100% completely stock out of the box first. But then I'm going to take the fan off of this 2852, the Terminator motor, and put on here while I'm speed running it. Just, well, after I'm testing it, you know, after I get done testing it, we start trying to pep it up a little bit, maybe go with the bigger speed pinion or whatever. But like I said, I'm going to test this thing just like it is. Nothing's going to be changed on the initial test. It's just going to be tested right out of the box just like it is. So here's a good view of the chassis. As you can see, of course, the ROG1, you know, has the black, you know, chassis etched with all the Terminator ROG1 insignia on it, etching in it. So, you know, they're so, I tell you what, guys, kind of doing this by you know, just fly by pants here. Just kind of, I didn't plan on doing a video today, but we'll go ahead and do this. So ROG1, Z Racing, CD Racing, MT16. You might notice, yeah, that's the same bumper, okay? I think the JSI has a different bumper, but don't hold me to that, but I think they are different. And you're probably looking and seeing mine's different. I cut these off, guys, on the ROG1, so I'd have a place to mount my little Insta360 camera. But, I mean, you can get a look. Now, like I said, I've already upgraded mine. It's got a different receiver, different ESC and all in it. That's not the ESC that's staying in it, by the way. So, anyway, but I went ahead and put a fan on the heat sink for this. You know, I'll explain that in the video on the ROG1. But I just kind of wanted to set it up here for comparison so you guys can see that, you know, they're basically identical. But one thing I did notice, like I said, about Brian's was I noticed Brian's Juicy Race, his has the green heat sink, the green shock towers, I believe, the green shocks and everything. And I know the first version of the JSI and all the reviews I've seen on it and the MT16 were all this orange colored. So other than that, guys, I mean, they're virtually identical. And I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. I had somebody ask me in an email, if I tested this, would I take out the 35 amp ESC and put in the little stock ESC that come out of the ROG1, and there's really no point in that, guys. It's a 45 amp ESC. It might pull a little better in the grass and stuff like that, but we've already seen, if you watch Brian's video, I mean, his went 1 mile per hour faster than mine, actually, with this smaller ESC. That ESC is only going to, like, help you if you know, went with some substantially larger tires and, you know, off-road in the grass. It might do a little better, but other than that, you're not going to see any speed gains just by going to that 45 amp ESC. And this is another good thing about them, guys, is all these models come with, and I need to adjust that one out a little bit. That one's good and free, but this one's kind of sticking. I noticed that the other day, and I think it's kind of rubbing on, I think it might be rubbing on the control on the steering knuckle there. Something's got it to where it's not as free as it should be, and I don't know what's causing that, but that sway bar should move freely like this. See how that thing's, and I just noticed that one on the ROG1 is a little stiff in the front, so we'll have to fix that. I will be putting the wheelie bar on the MT16, just like I did on the ROG1, where you flip the mounts and flip it over and it touches a whole lot sooner, because if you just put the motor wheelie bar on this thing the way that it comes out of the box, this damn thing is almost like that before it ever makes contact, so it's virtually useless. So let me grab this real quick, guys, since we're here. And I'll go ahead and show you guys. This is the stock Rolarlo, not Terminator, but the ROG1 ESC. Little 45 amp. As you can see, the wires, this is 16 gauge on the 45 amp and 18 gauge on the 35 amp. So the wiring is a little bigger. Can say that. So that's just going to be amp load, guys. This is where it's going to make the difference. Like I said, if you're running over grass and stuff. But there's your perfect. Wait a minute, guys. I grabbed the wrong one. That's the one for the Terminator. Good grief. I knew something didn't look right. Even though it's almost the identical ESC. So, no, that was the right one. I'm sorry. That's the thing that I noticed that's different about the Terminator and the ROG1 ESC versus the little 35 amp. The 35 amp, like it's in here, you see it comes straight out of the board there. And where your motor plugs are. Well, you can see on the ESC out of the ROG1 and out of the Terminator, it's got the little ports in the ESC, the little contacts in the ESC where the motor plugs in. So that's the main difference. And there you go right there. You can see that's the ROG1 stock motor. That's the difference. As you can see, they are different here. So let's pull one of these off. If we can. No, it's tight. That is the female. Yeah, see, the ones coming off the motor here on the ZD version are female, and the ones coming off the ROG1 motor are male. And like I said, the diameter's 18 gauge, and the motor diameter wire on the ROG1 is 16 gauge, 18 gauge on the ESC. Still has a XT60. Let's see if it's AMAS. Yeah, it's a true AMAS too. And but you don't have the coating on it like the Rolarlo. See there? But the wiring is a little beefier on the ROG1 than the ZD version. I didn't really pay that much attention to Brian's when I was watching his video, but I think he mentioned in the email or text message to me a couple of days ago or yesterday, whenever it was, he noticed that the ESC wires looked extremely small. And I see what you mean now, Brian. I agree with you. They are. I didn't pay that much attention to Annalise because she's been beating the crap out of it. But yeah, this will give you a good side-by-side, guys. Look at the diameter difference. So that will affect performance, but obviously it didn't affect speed because we've seen what Brian's did. So anyway, just a quick rundown, guys. I know this is kind of spur of the moment video, and it's not the best quality in the world or anything like that. And I don't have my normal camera, so the video probably not nowhere near as stable as it usually is. And I apologize for that, but I just wanted to throw this video together real quick. And we're going to run this thing 100% completely stock like it sits. And we're not going to do any modifications to it, guys, until we max it out. And like I said, the ROG1 went 47 miles per hour out of the box with the stock pinion. And 48 on that C&HL. So we're going to run this one the exact same way. And this one went 58 miles an hour with the pinion, the speed. Well, I take that back. This one came with a 15 tooth on the motor and a 20 tooth optional speed pinion. So we're going to count the teeth on this one to see, because they're supposed to come with a 16 and 21. But I'm not the only one who said theirs had a 15 on the motor and an optional 20 tooth speed pinion. So we'll have to see. Maybe they were just running short that day and threw in there whatever they had, but it is what it is. So but yeah, I mean, they're great looking trucks, guys. And I will say that the shock hole seems like it's a little thicker in the Rolarlo, but other than that, yeah, these things handle great right out of the box, guys. But my intentions with this truck right here is, you guys all know that I mostly do speed runs on my channel, but I've had a few people reach out to me and ask me if I would consider doing some bashing videos. And probably my intention with this, guys, I'm probably just going to bash on it and see how long it takes to break, because as I've seen, I don't have spare parts, so I have to get some of them. Well, I got some spare that Rolalo sent me, so if we need them, we can do that. But I noticed that people had a problem with the CVDs breaking the dog bones, and a couple of people broke these eyelets here on the end links and the caster and camber and toe adjustments and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll just see how durable it is out of the box. And one of the things I wanted to say, guys, is this body's already been reinforced, as you can tell. But I can tell you this, that the body is made out of two completely different materials. It's evident by the time you grab it. Even I checked it on my daughters when I got this ROG1 before I ever reinforced the body and stuff. But my understanding is this is supposed to be 1.2 millimeter thick polycarbonate, and this is your standard basic real thin. I don't know what that's called. If somebody knows the technical name for it, is it polypropylene, what they're made out of? I don't know, for some reason that's sticking in my mind. But I mic'd this one, the one on my daughters, and it was right at 1 millimeter. So it's definitely a little thinner, and you can immediately tell it by just touching it. So we'll find out, guys. We're going to see. I want to try to keep this thing somewhat decent looking. What I'll probably go ahead and do, I will tell. Now, see, if I do that, then I'll have somebody flame me in the comments. They'll say it's not completely stock. What I was going to say is I was going to go ahead and reinforce the body on this before I done any speed runs or anything with it, because, you know, I don't want the body to get all busted up and stuff. But if I do that, then I'll get flamed in the comments, and people will say that it wasn't a honest 100% completely stock. So if it tears the body up, we'll just have to order another one. It's no big deal. So my future goals with this, guys, is I will probably run it just like it is, max it out. We may go ahead and put the speed pinion on it and just see how it does. Like I said, this one done 58 with the speed pinion. So, and I did, like I said, I mentioned this had a 20-tooth, 20-tooth speed pinion that they sent with it, not a 21. So we're going to count and make sure this one is definitely a 20 or a 21. But I did put a 21 on this one. I did not run the 20-tooth that they sent me. I tested it one time, and it was, I want to say it was 56 miles per hour. And then I put the 21 tooth on it, and it went 58. And I believe one time it hit 59 on a pretty warm CNHL battery. So not quite 60, but we were very close. So we'll see. But I don't plan on really destroying this thing. I mean, I'm going to do some bashing with it. Some, you know, my version of bashing and other people's version of bashing is two different things sometimes. But I will not get out there and go to skate parks or anything like that. I kind of want to keep this thing just something that I can throw in a backpack if I want to go run an RC car and go do it, you know, and not, you know, worry about, you know, scratching it up too much, but, you know, not worrying about if the pinion comes loose, if it's going to overheat or anything like that. I'll probably just leave it completely like it is, other than eventually, since if I got enough people that leaves a comment down below and says they want me to do that test, then I'll do it. But you guys have got to let me know. Using the supplied gearing, would you be interested in me taking out this stock 2845 3600 kV motor and installing the Omni Terminator 2852 3100 kV? If anything, I would say we're going to lose a little bit of top-end speed. Of course, it's 500 kV less, so that's going to be less RPMs. But I'm curious to see if it'll help it out any off-road, like in the grass and stuff, with the extra torque. So, I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. But there we are, guys. ZD. If I put the body shell on right, it might be helpful. But yeah, this is the ZD MT16, as you can see on the box, hopefully. This thing is just, I mean, I just opened it up, guys. I mean, literally, the FedEx guy just left. I haven't installed any decals or anything on it. And I kind of like the way it looks. It's kind of might be hard to pick it up on camera, but it's kind of got that carbon fiber look on the body. I think that looks pretty neat. So, yeah, I might throw a couple of decals on it and then go test it. But I'm going to leave a link to Brian's video of his review of the juicy version of this. Go check that out. If you're not subscribed to his channel, you know, subscribe, show him some support. He done a really good job on unboxing and the initial test of the juicy version of this. So kind of curious to see how this one stacks up against the juicy version, which it should be identical. I mean, they're identical. The only thing different is the body. And in the juicy version, they offer one with more like a stadium car or a car-like type body on it instead of the truck. Other than that, they're identical. So let me know, guys. I had one guy tell me that I was wrong when I was stating the differences in the ESC wires and stuff on the Rollarlo versus the juicy versions and the MT16. He told me they were all identical, but that'll tell you right there, guys. I already showed it once on video, but I'll do it again just to clear it up. ZD Racing 18 gauge, Rollarlo 16 gauge, and you can see the diameter difference. I hope you can in the wire. So yeah, it does make a difference, guys. I mean, it is pull more load with a little bit bigger wires. Neither one of them's going to pull a lot of load with that smaller wire, but every bit of, you know, resistance that you can take away is going to help performance. But anyway, guys, I'll quit rambling on. I appreciate all the support. I hope you all find this video a little bit entertaining, even though we're not running it yet, but stay tuned. I'll have some videos up pretty soon where we're out speed testing this thing and compare it. And like I said, go check out Brian's video and show him some support. Tell him I sent you over there, and we'll catch you all in the next one, guys. I appreciate it. Everybody have a great weekend. God bless. Most of all, God bless America. ZD Racing, MT16, out.